I'm about to give you my exact step-by-step playbook for building a 10K per month micro-SaaS with AI and no code. No coding skills, no massive budgets, no prior experience required. Over the past 5 years, I've built 14 micro-SaaS apps. 8 are profitable, 6 are failures. And here's what I learned. Most advice out there is super outdated. People still say that you need years of coding experience. Don't vibe code because it will blow back in your face. You need huge resources for market validation and marketing. But the truth is, the landscape has completely changed. I've built successful apps generating consistent revenue with AI and no-code tools that literally didn't even exist 6 months ago. And those failures, they were expensive lessons, but they shaped everything that I know about the space. In this video, I'm walking you through the complete process, the tools that I use, the mistakes to avoid, and real SaaS ideas that you can go and start building out today. This isn't theory. This is what actually works in 2025. All right, before I show you how I find my winning ideas, I want to briefly talk about the most profitable niches in the SaaS field right now. I will talk about the most unsaturated niches that you should focus on and niches that you should stay away from. All right, so let's get started. All right, to find the most profitable niche, let's understand the two general directions that you can go in, B2B and B2C, business for business and business for customer. Business for business, let's make a differentiation between them. Business for business, you're building tools, software, app, website for businesses, entrepreneurs, corporate that will leverage your app to improve some sort of process that they have problems with, and essentially they will make more money with your app. Let's say it's a sales improvement or marketing improvement or HR improvement, right? To hire more people for less money. It just saves them money or makes them money. And B2C is business for customer. You're making your app or website as a software or whatever for an end user, for a regular person like you or me who are not using it for business purposes. We're using it just to make our lives better. Let's talk about B2C. Let me give you a couple of examples, and I'm going to vary them from very simple to more complex. YouTube transcript extraction. You know all it is. It's very simple. Just extract transcript from the video. Very simple idea. More complex. AI to scrape and find hotel, flight, car rental deals, right? Analyze all these deals, find the cheapest ones, put them all together. And the last one, AI to use your credit card points efficiently. Let's say you're booking a flight and you want to use your points. This tool would just find the best deals for your points. So as you can see, number one is very simple. Number three is very complex, but they all share something very much in common, is that the profit margins are them extremely slim. Let's talk about why. Let's go with the most complex one, which you would think you can charge the most amount of money. AI to use your credit card points efficiently, right? It's a B2C. So think about how many times per year one person would be using it. Let's say it's a family, they travel 2-3 times per year for a vacation. I'm not talking about business travelers because that wouldn't be in the B2C category. That would be in the B2B category. But it's a family, travel 2-3 times per year. They need to book the flight through your company. So what do they do? Or what do you do? Do you charge them monthly? Probably not, right? They would only want to pay when they use your service. How much can you charge them? Is that a $50? Is that $100? Is that $20? Probably not 50 or 100, right? Probably not even 20, because think how much are they saving from when they're using your service versus they're renting it with their credit card company. So you can find the difference and divide it, but it's going to be probably $5-10 max. But also with all three of these, why did I say the profit margins are very slim? Is because there's so much competition in the B2C world, not B2B. It's B2C, business to customer world, because everybody who has an idea, usually this idea is B2C, just because we all share this common space, right? If I have a B2B idea, that means I have to be in that space. But we all in B2C, we all need to extract transcripts from YouTube sometimes, right? Or we all need to find the best hotel deals. That's why there's so many competitors. So you'd have to price competitively, right? So that's going to be very slim profit margins. Or let's talk about the simplest idea here, YouTube transcript extraction, right? Can you even charge people for that? There's millions of these competitors online, right? Worst case scenario, a customer is willing to watch a 30-second ad, worst case scenario, or just give you their email to sign up. That's it. Nobody wants to pay for these services. So if I were you, I would stay away from B2C, because B2B is much more profitable. And let's talk about the most profitable niches now. All right, let's talk about B2B. I'm going to talk about the most profitable untapped, unsaturated niches that you should be in. And I will also talk later about how to find the best ideas for these niches. First is e-commerce. We've all heard of e-commerce, selling stuff online, but with AI boom right now, the barrier to entry to e-commerce is at all times low. You can spin up your online store and start selling items online in a matter of hours, from zero experience to having a first store less than a day right now. So everybody's jumping in on right now. A lot of people view it as get quick rich way, but obviously it's not. I actually have experience with e-com for over 6 years, and I want to say that it's a very competitive niche, but a lot of younger people especially get attracted to it because they think they can make a lot of money easily online. So your job as a SaaS owner is actually to help them. And to understand that, let's talk about the persona, right? When somebody wants to become an e-commerce, right, gets into e-commerce, they have a lot of questions, right? Where to sell, what to sell, and how to sell marketing wise. How can they advertise their product? And this could be very beginners. This could be experienced e-commerce people. It also, age-wise, could be high school kids, college students, people with 9 to 5, or people a little older, or people retiring. They just want additional income. So it's a huge spectrum from skill to age and all the genders too. So let's talk about what kind of apps can you build, right? And I just, since I have a huge experience, these are just came to my mind. I'm not saying they're most profitable ideas. They're oversaturated, most of them, but especially what to sell. But AI product opportunity scanner, right? First question when somebody gets to e-commerce is like, what am I going to sell? When can a seasonal product planner, right? Like simple Thanksgiving, Christmas, summer, right? You don't want to sell swimming trunks in December unless you live in the Southern Hemisphere. Basically, just how do I find the winning product? Now, I'll get to how to sell. This is actually super untapped right now, right? Find winning ads, right? Let's say you have a direct competitor, you're selling, I don't know, sunglasses. Find what the best ads are working for them, right? This is actually, the last one is huge right now and it's super untapped. UGC AI creator generation tool. What it is UGCs are people, humans, user-generated content. You ship them your sunglasses. They wear it and say, "Oh, look how great I look in them. These are the best sunglasses in the world." You pay them money up front, of course. A lot of times these videos suck because they don't care. They're not there for profit, or they're not splitting the profit with you. You just pay them one-time fee. They usually suck. So you can replace them with AI. AI open source models right now are huge. They're extremely accurate. So basically, you can build a UGC AI creator generation tool that just makes UGC videos for you. And if you add stuff on top of it, like crops them, right? So all the, like, I don't know, 6-finger things disappear. And if you marry it tied to another idea, like winning ad creative spy tool, right? What if the tool, the stuff that you build, finds winning ad with UGC creator and replicates it, makes it better? This is a winning idea. Everybody would love to use the service because they don't have to find a tool. They do not need to pay for the separate service to find the best ad. And now they have UGCs on demand, which is amazing. This is a great tool, by the way. So you can write down, actually untapped. So the last one is where to sell. What I mean by that is like what platform, right? Shopify, Amazon, Etsy. You can build tools that finds the best one for your product, right? Demand, checks the competition. You can do one for more seasoned e-commerce experts who have multiple stores on Shopify, Amazon, and just ties it all into one place and includes ads. So it's all like one revenue platform. But you can do multiple things. I'm not telling you these are ideas you should use, which this one is right, by the way. I'm just telling you what to think about when it comes to the niches, and e-commerce is a huge niche right now. But let's talk about even more profitable niche, in my opinion, is corporate. But let me tell you why building your SaaS and selling it to corporate is the best way to go and the most profitable niche is because corporate, I'm talking about billion-dollar companies, and there are thousands of them, or just multi-million-dollar companies with multiple departments. They spending money on your SaaS is like a drop in the bucket, right? Plus, you don't need to solve, when it comes to big companies, you don't need to solve their whole problem. If you optimize a process, automate a process, right? Make their life slightly better, they're willing to pay you a lot of money. When it comes to B2C, right? Customer and end users, as we talked earlier, right? They're not going to pay you a lot of money. corporate is going to. When it comes to e-commerce or just general different B2B areas, it's solo entrepreneurs, small teams, right? They're a lot of times struggling for cash. So they will pay you money if they think they'll make money with your app. But corporates will dump money. They're not gonna even notice this. And I'm talking about the most profitable directions that you can go in corporate: sales and marketing. Of course, there's others. HR is a good one too. Development or dev people, you have to be extremely technical. You know what you're building. Sales and marketing, super untapped. A lot of tools you can build to make their lives easier. I know this because I've built apps for corporate, and I have experience in corporate sales or in technical sales, so I know what works, what doesn't. But I'll show you how to find products, ideas to make them work. Let's talk about sales first, and let me give you a couple of ideas. First, let's say AI-powered LinkedIn Prospect Finder. Right now, LinkedIn offers it's called LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and what it does is you put your prospect in there. You have to find prospects, which is not part of the Sales Navigator, and then you can scrape posts and see what these people say. Well, how about you just build a tool, just collect all the posts from LinkedIn, and so let's say you're looking for a specific keyword, a salesperson from a corporate looking for a specific keyword, they can't just use a tool for it. They'd have to go on LinkedIn and manually look for it. Automate it and marry it to the CRM that they use. Make this a prospect, right? Automatically. And I'll tell you this, salespeople are on LinkedIn all day long because they're looking for opportunities. If you automate this process, save them time, and time equals money. They will pay you money. And the best thing about it, and this is kind of like a secret sauce why corporate is so profitable, is because a sales department in a multi-million-dollar company or in a billion-dollar company are huge. They have 100, 200 people, right? So you don't sell one seat. You just have to convince them this is a good idea. They'll buy, I don't know, 5, 10, 20, 100 seats from you. And this is where you can actually make a lot of money. AI voice sales assistant, right? Right now we have a lot of BDRs, business development reps, who do cold calling. They still do that in corporate a lot. And I'm not saying replace them by just saying, having AI talk to people. They will notice it, but leave voicemails, right? So that makes their lives easier, saves them money. So there's so many opportunities to go when it comes to corporate sales, and it's super untapped. Next thing is marketing. Marketing is also huge. And I have to say that in corporate world, marketing departments, they usually spend money on events, conferences, physical appearances, and they also do Google ads and LinkedIn ads. The rest, they're like handicapped. So if you create a way to optimize to improve their life a little bit better, you will make a lot of money. And once again, you're not selling one seat, right? You're selling multiple seats to a company. So these are the most profitable niches. I want to say focus on e-commerce or corporate. Stay away from B2C. All right, now let's go talk about how I actually find winning ideas and how you can do that too. All right, I'll show you how to find a winning idea and how to validate it. I'll walk you through the blueprint that I follow to find winning ideas. As I said earlier, I've built over 14 startups in my life, and over 8 of them became profitable. So it's a journey. So I'll walk you through the steps that I take. First, we're going to find a general idea. Then we're going to validate it. And then we're going to have to create a unique value proposition to separate ourselves from direct competitors. These are the steps that you want to follow. All right, let's do this. If you've seen any other YouTube videos in this field, you'll definitely see that most YouTubers tell you, here, go to acquire.com or Indie Hackers. I got the websites pulled up. Find any idea. These are SaaSes for sale, for instance, or Indie Hackers is just a bunch of ideas here. You can see the MRR. They tell you, go here, pick one, and just recreate it, become a direct competitor. But there's a big, big problem with this, and I suggest you not do this, because everybody who wants to get into SaaS, they will go here. They'll follow these YouTubers. They'll come here, pick an idea, and guess what? You have 30, 50, 100 people competing for the same idea. Unless you have excellent marketing skills, you will not succeed. So I'm going to tell you this. Stay away from this. You probably have seen this steps before in other YouTube videos. Don't do this. Another way that I want to tell you not to do is Indie Hackers looking to partner up, and I've seen this in a lot of YouTube videos before. Basically tell you, go here, find an idea, people are looking to partner up, and this is also a bad idea. I'll tell you, there's 2 reasons it's a bad idea. First, if you just scroll them, look at them, Most people are here just they have some general idea. You don't know where the idea came from. Did you just had a slept? It came to his in a dream to him, and he said, "All right, I'm looking for a developer to build my tool." And they just want you to build it. Or in many cases, they are in the same position as you are. They'll just be looking for an idea and be like, let's exchange some ideas. I'll give you a list of mine. You'll give me a list of yours. These are not validated ideas, guys. I would stay away from indie hackers or from Acquire at all times. All right, so now let's talk about actually what works, and let's talk about how I find the general idea. All right, so first step, you probably is not going to be huge news to you, is Reddit. You want to go on Reddit and you want to go search for SaaS, and you have a bunch of subreddits here that you can go into. Scroll, find ideas. People talk. This is more of a community. You can see SaaS for sale, but these are not like Acquire.com. They are not making much money. These are most times these are people. You have to understand the persona of these people. They are developers like you are, like I am. They will just build an app and they don't know how to market. Therefore, you will see a lot of times they'll just be telling you, here, I'm selling my SaaS. I did not market it. Please buy it. Don't buy it right away. Of course, don't never buy a SaaS. First, you have to validate if they're even telling the truth. You can validate. I'll show you how to do it. But let's say I wanted to show you this kind of, actually it's this one, this interesting post I saw, looking for SaaS to buy that makes 1,500 USD monthly or up to 2,500, which means this guy is like, send me DMs. I will, he's trying to collect ideas about SaaS either. So Reddit is a great place to find ideas. And what I want to say is, have a list, come up with a list, have 10 to 15 general ideas, right? Like right here, this is the top of the funnel. Find 10 to 15 general ideas. Next is Twitter. Twitter is not as great. That's why I don't want to put it in the first place. But let's say I sold SaaS and people just talk about their SaaS. So this one is definitely, this one is through Acquire. You can see some ideas that they sold, but I don't know if that's even worth it. I've never actually found a winning idea on Twitter. But I mean, it's worth looking if you actually want to spend time and learn how to find winning ideas. A lot of times it's just people trying to sell their courses or services. And the third one, this is a really great place actually. I don't know if you've heard about it. SaaS Refs. I actually got it pulled up here. This is just the ultimate database of all the SaaSes that are not for sale. No, they're just showing the traffic for these. And you can see, there's fastest growing newest arrivals. This is where you want to be. We got top tools, but top tools are like ChatGPT, Zoom, GitHub. You don't want to have competitor to that. You want to focus on new arrivals. And what I like to do is they don't show you the MRR, the revenue, but you can calculate it. So they show you monthly visitors, and based on that, you can assume that 2 to 5% of people will convert monthly visitors. So you can just divide it and get the value. I like to stay in the range. I don't like going over millions. 100, 200 below is good. Let's just, for example, let's find one. What is this? Sort D. Take a look at it. Sort D makes sales and customer service a breeze for Gmail teams. All right, so it looks like, as I understand it, it basically takes all the Gmails, right, in one place, and then it just attributes them to other people. All right. This is not a difficult idea. Let's for you this use case, we're gonna focus on this idea or on this idea. First, let's take a look how much. So right now they're pulling about 40K per month visitors. You can calculate how much they're making, which is they're actually doing pretty good. So let's focus on this idea for now. Sort D. We're gonna validate it. All right. So this is how you find an idea. As I said, look at Reddit, Twitter, SaaS Refs. This is step number 1. All right, so that's how you find your general idea. As I said, just have a list of 10 to 15 general ideas, and now we're going to validate it. What I do to validate the idea is right here. This is the steps. We're going to find direct competitors, and we're going to find traffic to these to find which ones are the main players. There's 2 steps to do it. One is through Claude, because I like using Claude is because they have multi-agentic, so that you can do deep research. But ChatGPT as a Gemini, you can use them as well, or Reddit. You can actually go into Reddit. I'm going to show you how to use Claude because it's just easier. We're going to go into Claude, and I'm going to type right here. I already have the template, so I'm going to say you can copy it. Can you analyze this company and find direct competitors? So we're going to start here. I'm going to skip until it finds it. All right, as you can see, it did the research and it found these competitors. Found 5. I added them here. So basically, this is the Gmail CRM. This is for the support teams, for business dev. We got another one right here, very AI generated, called Jamilius. Then we got Drag App, same again, workflow magic, and this is Sortie. All right, so first we want to do is we're going to find traffic. I use SimilarWeb. As you can see, Strike is actually killing it. All right, we got next Jamilius. See how they do it. All right, they're growing too. As you can see, they're growing pretty substantially. We got Drag App. Drag App is also doing really well. And Sortie, we already did the research on them. As you can see, they're the worst player right now in the team. Okay, so this is how you validate it. So you want to make sure that these websites actually have traffic. They are valid. This is a valid business idea. And the best thing about it is they sell to corporate, right? So they sell it to each team will need it. And I'm sure you pay per seat. Let's take a look at the, let's close this. Can you see a pricing here? Here we go. Yeah, they charge per user monthly. And this is growth. I'm sure some AI web hooks. This is very important to the CRM. Okay, so this doesn't even have CRM integration, which is crazy. So you'll definitely need $36 per month per user. So if you have a team of 5, that's already over $150. Yeah, this is a great winning idea potentially, but this is how you validate it. As I said, you want to make sure they have good traffic and they are making money. Okay, the final step here is find an edge. You need to perform a deep technical analysis on each competitor and find if you can find an edge to outperform them. And so let's talk about it. Either an edge could be technical edge, you have some additional functionality. You can have pricing, right? You can just have better pricing than they have it. This is just business, like if you can solve it on top of this. And, like as I said, like you can just go through these features that they offer and find if you can add additional features to it. This is one way to go, is find an edge. The second way to go is become a direct competitor. And I wouldn't do this with companies that making a lot of money. I would find it like these guys, they're established, and they're selling to corporate. If I would do it with companies with SaaSes that are not selling it to corporate, but maybe like e-commerce or B2C, maybe find become a direct competitor if you can market it better than them. Because I will talk about the channels that you can market through, but there's a lot of channels and a lot of them are not being touched by a lot of SaaS owners. But first, let's do this. We're going to find a deep technical analysis for each competitor. We're going to find gaps in potential market opportunities, and we're going to validate it again, right? Because we're going to come up with an edge. So as I said, first, you want to gather the functionalities that these guys have, and you want to go, I'm going to use Claude again, and we're going to ask this. I just did this performance. I just said, please pull all the data from 4 direct competitors and perform deep analysis. It pulled the deep analysis, right? Key strengths, weaknesses. Then you want to go through these, analyze them. The next step is I followed this right here. Is we want to build an edge. So do a web search of what they're not solving, do analysis, do another web search, do another analysis, find potential 10 case, and be creative, give me some ideas. And then it will gonna give you something better with key functionalities, like with some CRM integration, offers you freemium model, right? So this is how you can. And then you can also give me 5 more concrete ideas. Just start massaging it, right? As I said, go here, put this, tell it to describe it. Where's Claude? Yeah, and this is how you get actually winning idea, and it will actually provide you ideas. This is one way, right? This is actually a very lucrative way, is just find an edge through Claude or ChatGPT, but make sure you do this for 10 to 15 different ideas, general ideas that you have. This is how you find idea. As I said, most YouTubers will just tell you, go to acquire, find a business idea and just build it. No, it's not going to work. You have to have an edge over the competitors. You have to find it. So yeah, this is how you find a winning idea. Now let's talk about the stack that you need. All right, guys, let's talk about the stack that I use. I'm going to walk you through the stack that you should use for hosting your application and what AI stack you should use to build your application. All right, let's start. So first, let's talk about what database should you be using. I use Supabase. Supabase is great because it's free, and they only start charging you money when you get about 100,000 monthly active users. If They also have limitations when you start uploading a lot of files or if you're storing images. But if you're just storing data, it's 100,000 monthly users, and then you start paying like $20, which is great because it's a huge kind of freemium model. You can scale up your app to enormous amounts until you actually start paying money. I also use Vercel to host the application. It's also free. You start paying for the edge functions, which basically means how many functions are being called on your application. And it's also very generous. You will be making, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5K per month until you start hitting like $20 per month fees. Next is what AI do I use, not just to build stuff, but actually to use in my application. I'm talking about APIs. If you use any AI technology in your application, which you should definitely do, you will definitely want to use either ChatGPT API or Claude. ChatGPT 4.0 Mini is like best. It's very cheap and actually performs well, but it really depends on what kind of questions you're going to be asking in your stack, right? What kind of AI you're going to be using. ChatGPT technically is the best. And last, let's say, really depends on what you're going to be using. If you will need to scrape something like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, LinkedIn, Tinder, whatever, any scraping technologies or capabilities, you should be using Appify, or you can write your own with AI. Appify is very cheap. It's like a marketplace. You can be paying $20 per month for to use someone's scraper, and then you just pay, I don't know, like 5 to 10 cents per scrape, which is very cheap. All right, now let's talk about the AI stack that you can be using to build your applications. And I'm gonna divide it into 3 groups: free, $20, and over $100 per month. And really depends what's your budget. Let's start with the cheapest one. Is the free one is ChatGPT 3.5. It's free. You can just start using it to code. There are problems with it because it's free. First of all, it's browser windows, so you'll have to be copy pasting the code all the time. 8K context window, what it means is context is how much you can remember in one sitting. So 8K is very little, to be honest. You'll have to submit small chunks of code, and then you'll have to create a new chat. And you can upload files, you cannot upload code bases. You can literally upload like one individual file, analyze it, build it up, code it for you, and then you copy paste into your application. Let's move on to $20, and this is Gemini 2.5 Pro. I really like this model. It's also browser window, even though they offer terminal now for the same price, which could be a great alternative. It has a much larger window, 128K context window, which is, you can upload your code base, you can analyze it, or you can even generate multiple files for you. But once again, if you're using the browser window, you'll have browser-based Gemini, you'll have to be copying pasting code. And now finally is the best one right now. That's what I use for coding, is Claude Code. It says Claude, but it's Claude Code. It's a terminal based. So you give access, you don't code in the browser window. It basically has access to your whole folder, and it has a huge context window, 200K for now. It's the largest. It's larger than Gemini terminal. Great thing without it, it's by default. What it means is that you can use different tools to optimize it. Let's say I have MCP server right here. I included it, which means you can have Claude code your stuff, and then MCP server. It's like an API call. It basically lets in our scenario, one AI talk to another AI. So let's say you can have Gemini terminal in a separate window, or another instance of Claude Code in a separate terminal, and you can just install MCP server and configure it that they can talk to each other. There are a lot of YouTube tutorials. I'll make one as well, but this is the best way because you just give you can just provide your architectural guide, and it will just start cooking for you. It'll cook, I don't know, multiple classes for you. And then you can just write another script to just test it. And then it will just test it and deploy it and test it again. So this is the best stack by far. As you can see, to summarize, they're very free to over $100 per month, but it all boils down to the speed. You can, build a SaaS application within a week with Claude Code. With Gemini or ChatGPT 3.5, it will take you months. All right, we're getting to the most exciting part of the video, and it is actually how to market your app. I want to say that I watched multiple YouTube videos in this niche, and I want to say that most YouTubers actually never marketed their app. I have 6 years of experience in e-commerce and building SaaS solutions, and I'm going to walk you through what works and what actually made me a lot of money. First, let's talk about we're gonna free ways to market your app and paid advertising, and it gets more complex as we go along. But I want to start here. The cheapest way, I guess it's free, is to post on Reddit. Don't post on subreddits like SaaS or SaaS marketing. This is where you ask advice how to do it. Go on the subreddits where your customers hang out and generate useful posts. When I say useful posts, I mean don't just say build this app to solve your problem. Do interesting titles. Make them stop scrolling. Say how I got my 84 customers building this using this app, or a case study, something like that. Generate multiple posts. Have ChatGPT do this for you, and just keep posting them. Have different Reddit accounts, but this will bring you your first customers. And this is great because you just built your app, you tested it, but I'm sure there's still bugs in there. Every time I build my app, there's still some bugs that I couldn't find. This is free traffic, which is great, and they will give you feedback. Give them, I don't know, 85, 70% free discounts to the first customers. Let them test it out for you. You'll get great feedback. All right, next thing is more in-depth when it comes to Reddit, and this is where it gets overlooked, is actually in the subreddits that your customers hang out. Find the posts where they talk about the problems that you solve and generate useful reply. When I say useful reply, don't say, this is my app, check it out. Just say, I actually came across this app and it helped me solve the problem. One tool that I actually can suggest to you is, I use RedProfit for this. It basically analyzes Reddit discussions and suggests your replies. So how it works is just scrapes all of the Reddit, analyzes the posts by relevance to your product, and just suggests them, gives them suggestions on their reply for you to reply. And this is great because you don't have to do it manually, or you can hire a VA or do it yourself. I use this way. The next way is do SEO. You definitely heard the SEO. Just find the keywords from your direct competitors, or you can do it yourself, or you can hire somebody on Fiverr for like $10. They'll give you a list of Google Ads keywords that they're using. Based on these keywords, just start generating blogs. Don't write them yourself. Use ChatGPT or Claude, and just start posting in the blog section. This is a really great way to promote organically your website. But this is also, I have to mention this, when you reply to Reddit posts and include your URL, Google picks up Reddit first, since it's #1 forum in the world. It really will rank your website high, and you will start getting organic posts. So these are, and also use Twitter, right? Same thing as you use Reddit. It's much harder on Twitter because you can't really search for subreddits. You'll have to search for certain keywords. It's much more manual. It's less automated, but you can still find some customers. And these are the free ways how you can find customers. You're not going to spend a dime. But the problem with these, even though you will get customers, and which is great, you can't really scale it to 10K a month, to 20K a month, to 30K a month. When it comes to scaling and getting these numbers, let's take a look what actually works. Number one, to paid advertising, I guess it's like a stepping stone, is influencer marketing. You want to scrape influencer lists from YouTube and get the emails. And earlier in this video talked about Appify. Use Appify. You don't have to pay anybody. Just scrape the list of YouTubers, get their emails from Appify. Make sure you set up affiliate links on your website. I've done this before where I made mistakes and they were misattributed. Before you do this, set up affiliate links and either do it yourself or have a VA reach out to these YouTubers. You can use platforms like Mixmax to automate sending. I don't like to do it. I like to have a VA. I pay VAs like $3-5 an hour. And what they can do is they can just go on YouTube, find the influencer, watch their videos, and curate, like make a personalized email to them and send them an email, and make sure that they just schedule a call with you where you can go and discuss details with influencers. How it usually works with influencers, there's two ways. One, you can do 50-50 split on profits, which is great. There's no upfront. Or with the bigger the YouTuber is, they'll ask to pay them upfront. Only do this when they get, let's say, 30 to 50K average, or 30-50K on the type of video they're going to post where they're going to pitch your product. But honestly, influencer marketing is so great because from one video that just makes, I don't know, 30-50K, you can make about $10,000. And this is what your goal, 10K per month. You can get it from one video. Problem with this, again, it's not scalable. It's a one-time video. You'll get one-time, traffic. You'll keep getting traffic, but it'll go down. But you can't really scale this up. But this is a great way to make money. So now let's talk about how you can actually scale your profits. Number one is Google Ads, because it applies to all SaaS. If you've done this already, research already, you got the keywords from your competitors, find out what Google Ads they're running. You can do it yourself, or you can hire somebody on Fiverr very cheap to do it, and just start doing paid search advertising. If you hire somebody on Fiverr, tell them to find alternative keywords that are not as popular, but they still rank, and there will be very cheap cost per click, and you can actually start bringing traffic. Make sure you set up pixel on your landing page when you do this. All right, so next is going to be meta ads. So this is where we're going to have to talk to, if it really depends on your application, where does your target personas live? Do they hang out on Facebook or Instagram? Most likely yes, because probably all age groups are still on Instagram or Facebook. And so what content are you going to post? A few ways to go about it. You can just generate a couple of AI scripts, film yourself talking about it, more of like educational video. You can generate AI videos. Be creative about it. Don't just have a UGC creator, but have some. Go on Facebook ads library and see how they advertise SaaS. It will be some funny, interesting, educational ways you can do. You can also do, if one of the influencers had a huge hit, just talk to them. If you can take chunks of their video and you can reuse in meta ads, you'll still probably have to pay them 50-50 split on profit, but at least you can scale this. And number one, I'm saying it's number 4 here, but it's very important that nobody talks about it. Is create listicles. A listicle is like, it's like a landing page. It's like a blog, but we treat it as a landing page. It's like top 5 reasons you'll find customers using this app, and it tells them, make sure you generate it with AI. You don't have to like write copy yourself, but make sure it solves their problem and brings them to the sign up page. Listicles convert like crazy. If you have on average 2 to 4 to 5% conversion rate on your landing page, you'll get to about 15 sometimes, 15%. This is crazy. As long as you have the ad that captures their attention, it could be literally just text. Bring them to listicle, bring them to sign up page. It will convert much higher than just bringing them to the landing page. Now we're going to talk about more specific LinkedIn. Do your customers live on LinkedIn? Are you selling to corporates? Then the answer is yes. If you're selling to like e-commerce owners, entrepreneurs, they probably are not on LinkedIn. But if you sell to corporates, yes, use LinkedIn. LinkedIn Organic, as I said, with Reddit and Twitter, just find the posts where your customers talk about their pain points and pitch your idea, pitch your product. LinkedIn ads, same way. You can run LinkedIn ads. I've run it only for one. I've run it for a couple of my brands, but only one was successful. So it's a little bit of gamble, but the best thing is you don't have to invest a lot of money. And the last is Snapchat, TikTok. It's very opposite of LinkedIn. It depends who's your target persona is. If it's e-commerce owners, if they're younger people, if it's B2C, yes, definitely go on Snapchat and TikTok. You can just copy your Meta plan, and that's why you want to start with Meta, because everybody lives on Meta and it's way more profitable, and you can find great traffic from Snapchat and TikTok. I want to say this, and it's kind of like a secret sauce in a way. When it comes to paid advertising, right? You have to understand, and it will come with data, is what's the average monthly subscription? How many months are customers going to be using a product before they cancel? If it's 3 months, then just calculate, let's say you do $20 per month, 3 months, it means you expected to see on average $60 per customer, right? So when it comes to any paid advertising, Google, Meta, Snapchat, LinkedIn, you want to structure your ads that, let's say it's okay if you break even on the first month. You still have 2 more to go, right? You have to understand the AOV. So make sure you understand that first, and then you can break even maybe on the first or even second month. You might have $40 purchase, but then you're still going to make $60 in the end. Yeah, you're not going to make as much revenue as if you did Reddit or just direct posting or SEO, but you can scale this. Let's say you do $20 per day, you get a customer. Great. Well, that's probably plus or minus. I'm not going to go into much detail into this. You can probably do $200 a month per day, and then you'll get 10x. You will be like 5-6% difference. It depends how much you can scale. There's a limit to how much you can scale each ad, but you can just recreate copies of these and tweak them a little bit. And really, you can scale very hard on paid advertising. So this is the way to go, guys. As I said, free ways. You don't overlook this. You want to start free. You want to get this free traffic. You want to improve your app based on their feedback. And then when it's ready, it's polished, then definitely go into paid advertising, because this is how you can, I'm not even talking about 10K. You can scale up your app to 50, 60K. And this is great. Right now, SaaS is huge. And if your app is actually useful, and it will, I mean, if you're getting paid advertising, you convert them, it's useful. You can sell your app on Acquire or find somebody who sell. I have people that reach out to me if you need to sell your app for 20x to 30x of your monthly revenue. And this is where, huge money come in. The last thing that I wanted to talk in this video is the app that I've been building. As you can see on your screen, this is the database. This is the user stable. I've been building it with Supabase, which I covered in the stack slide in this video. But I want you to pay attention on the right side. As you can see, this is the dates when people sign up. And as you can see, I have about one person per day on average trying to sign up. And I have 36 users total. But the crazy thing about this is I launched this app 3 weeks ago. And even the crazier thing is it's a soft launch, which means I'm not running any ads. The reason is because we found some issues and we've been working on them. But what I did is, to get this traffic, is I just built a lender. I optimized it for SEO and AI SEO like ChatGPT and Claude. And as you can see, this is great results. But why am I showing you this is, if you're not sure in your app, right? If you found an idea, validated it, and found an edge over competitors, and you're still not sure, what you can do is you can just create a lender, optimize it for SEO, and when people sign up, just push it to your database and see if your product has potential. But in conclusion, this is the blueprint on how to find, build, and market SaaS. I actually work with 1 to 3 people per month. I help them find ideas, build them, and market them. We go through a similar process as you saw in this video. We just go much more in depth. We jump on a call twice a week for 3 months. If you're interested in that, if you struggled with Micro-SaaS before, or if you're new to it, feel free to hit the link in the description, apply for one-on-one with me. I personally check everything, I reach out to you, etc. But either way, thank you very much for watching this video. Bye.